Hi, good evening and welcome to Stampin' with Diane's Tea and Cards. I hope that you have had a wonderful day and that you're ready just to sit back and relax and do some stamping with me. So my name's Diane and I live in Innisfil, Ontario, and I've been a Stampin' Up demonstrator for going on almost coming up to my 3rd anniversary, and I just love to share stamping with you. So each Wednesday I come to you with my Tea and Cards series, and tonight I am really excited to show you. We are going to make a squash card. A squash card. So not sure if you know what a squash card is all about, but here it is. Let me give you a little sneak peek. I don't usually show you. It has a belly band on it. I'm going to slide off this belly band, and then are you ready for this? Here it goes. Ta-da! Looks super complicated, doesn't it? Watch that again. But we are going to make that very shortly. So I am stamping tonight with Early Espresso ink, and I have a couple of markers with me as well. I have the Soft Succulent. Either you could use the Stamping Right or the Stamping Blend. So I'll give you a second to grab those if you are going to stamp along with me, or perhaps tonight you just want to sit back and watch the card being created, and then you can follow the description up above in the follow the supply list, and the directions are all there to make a card like this a little bit later. So I'm using tonight the He's All That stamp set, which also has some coordinating dies called the All That dies, and they cut out for me lots of the different shapes. It also has some designer series paper, and you're going to see lots of that tonight as well. So in my Stamping with Diane world, coming up on the 24th of June, Friday the 24th, I have my next Sweet and Simple class, and I'm hosting that in studio, an afternoon and an evening session, and I am using the Nothing's Better Than stamp set. Hi Valerie. And so you'll be able to make either this chocolate card, well, you will make the chocolate card, the coffee card, the cocktails card, and the everything together card. And the nice thing about this class is if you like this card but you want it to be your cookie card, absolutely, we can swap that out and make it cookies. If you want this one to be the cocktails, we can swap that out. If you don't want this one to be chocolate, you want it to be the coffee, we can do that. So it's a little bit flexible. And that will be $20 for the 4 cards, all the materials, the die cuts, the paper, the envelopes, everything, plus a night out. So it's a great, or an afternoon out, a great opportunity to come and see my studio and stamp along with me, especially if you don't have those materials at hand, then come and use mine. Stamping Up has a couple of things going on this month. First thing is our BOGO Buy One Get One kit. Buy one kit, get the second kit for 50% off. That is ongoing for the month of June. Perfect teacher gifts, thank you gifts, gifts for babysitters, birthday presents. Think ahead. What are all your summer occasions that you have? And think about who might like a stamping kit. You don't have to have any experience, and it won't start a great big collection because everything comes in the one box. And then you'll have a few leftover materials to continue stamping with in the future. So that's just for the month of June. So it's a great time to check out those kits. Even stash some away. You could save them up for Christmas. Our kits always change, so we never know exactly what's going to be available. But right now there's some really good ones. The other thing that Stamping Up has on the go right now is the last chance list. So just go to my website and click on Last Chance, and it will show you all the items that are being discontinued. They won't be available anymore. If it says bundled savings, then likely those items are going to continue. It's just the bundle price will not. So the rainbows of happiness, my favorite rainbows, are not going to be available anymore. But if you don't have it yet, get the stamp set now, and the dies are 50% off right now. So a great chance to grab those if you missed out on them. The other thing is we've got some of those note cards and envelopes that are already pre-stamped a little bit. The envelopes are dressy. They're called the Abstract Beauty. You get 10 cards and envelopes, and then you just have to put some extra decoration on the cards, and you stamp a sentiment inside, and they are 50% off. So you can get 10 cards for $6.75. So let me know. I'll be putting in an order in the next couple of days. So I'm going to flip us around and get started on this squash card. My schedule over the summer will remain as it has been, but now that I have, I'm now posting each video to the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, so it allows me to be a little bit flexible in case I'm away camping or visiting family or whatever. Then you will still see that video posted to YouTube. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's called Stampin' with Diane T, initial T, and it will just allow me to have that flexible schedule. All right, our squash card. Yes, write comments, questions in the comment box. Let me know you're watching. And so our squash card is going to start with an 8.5 inch square. So of course our cardstock comes 8.5 by 11. So I've just cut off the one end. So now I have an 8.5 inch square piece. So that's an easy measurement to remember. I'm going to move my cutting blade right out of the way. I want my scoring blade today. So to make a squash card, all we need to do is score it halfway. So 8.5, half of that is at the 4 1/4. So I'm putting my edge at the 4 1/4, and our cutter has these 1/4 inch marks all the way down, which makes it really handy. And I'm going to just score it down the middle. Then I'm going to turn 90 degrees and score again at the 4 1/4. So I've now made 4 equal squares here. And now it doesn't matter which one, but I'm going to take and do a diagonal. So I'm putting the tip in my in the crease, and the other tip, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera here, but it's down below, putting that right into the crease. Got that right in the crease, and again scoring it, not cutting it, but scoring it down the middle. Okay, and that's it. So squash card, 8.5 inch square, scored at 4 1/4, score again at 4 1/4, and then score a diagonal corner to corner. Okay, so what are we going to do now? I'm going to get the bone folder and just start creasing on those folds that we made. So there's the horizontal, turned it, and again, and then I'm going to crease on the diagonal. Okay, you with me so far? Corner to corner and on the diagonal. And then all we're going to do is let this diagonal push in, and this diagonal, I'm going to crease it so it's pushing in. Okay, and so basically, if you see now, I'm pushing the diagonals in towards the center, and they are just going to fold in on themselves, and we're going to end up with a cute little square. All right, so you're going to get a chance to see that a couple more times, but now that I have it folded, I'm going to really crease those edges down again. So my team that I am a part of with Stamping Up is called Team Stick, and one of my Team Stick gals demonstrated this squash card to us, and I just thought it was so much fun that I've been making a few of them, and I thought it would look really great with our current series of He's All That. So in your package, you've got quite a few little pieces of designer paper. And you can choose, but I'm choosing to put this one on my front cover. I love this designer paper. The other simple measurement is 4 inches. So I've got a 4-inch square here of designer paper, and you're going to have 1, 2, 3 4-inch squares of designer paper. 3 is what you need. So the first one I'm going to adhere on the front. Now, how do I know which one is front? Did you watch that again? When you crease these two inside, then here's your front. Okay, so let's just use our Stampin' seal here. The trick with the stamping seal is pressure, but not too much pressure, okay? I find when you keep using your seal throughout the day, you get used to the pressure and it works just great. Okay, I love this one because there's trailers on the front, tents on the front, the camping. I love that. It's like an adventure. Okay, now we're going to work on the inside. We are going to layer this one up. Let's just start from the top corner. So in the top corner is actually where your sentiment is going to go. So that's going to come up here. So we always stamp before we glue anything down. So I'm going to be making this one for my husband for our anniversary, which is a little ways off yet, but I think this is super cute. So I'm going to say, hello, handsome, and it's really cute because it's got a mustache on it. And when I first met my husband 35 years ago, he had a mustache. So I love that. That's going to be so cute. He's going to get a kick out of that. And let's go ahead and stick this down already. So again, this is just, can you guess the dimensions of this white piece? 4-inch square. Okay, so with it being the 4-inch square, and remember we were scoring on the 4 1/4, then you get this nice little border of the brown around the outside. Okay, then I have 1 square, and then I cut this one already. So this was a 4-inch square, and I cut it in half. I've done that a couple of times. This is actually the Eden Garden paper, but I love that it had the soft succulent. And then this one I'm going to cut in half. So I'm going to use that same trick. This time I'll use the cutting blade, putting 1 tip in the crease, in the cutting crease, and the opposite diamond in the cutting crease. When I do this, I never start it at the top. The blade could catch that edge and pull it. So I don't want that to happen, if you know what I mean. So I am putting the blade in the center, okay, and then I run it up and I run it down. And that's how I cut. I get a nice clean cut on the diagonal. Okay, and because our designer paper is 2-sided, I can choose which I want where. So now I've got 4 triangles, 4 triangles cut. I think I want some green up there, and maybe kind of like that one down here, maybe this one over here. Yeah, no right or wrong. Of course, our designer paper, there's all kinds of samples in here that I can use. I kind of like the look of this though, so I'm just going to go ahead and you make your decision which papers you want where. And of course, with Stampin' Up, the wonderful thing is they tell us the colors. So this paper that I've just glued down is from the He's All That designer paper. But this one, as I mentioned earlier, is no longer available now, but it's the Eden Garden. But I knew it had the soft succulent, and so I thought, what a great little touch of that soft succulent to add in here, which is just going to tie together the coloring from our front, because that trailer paper had the soft succulent. And then I'm going to use this one, is Early Espresso, and it's just one of the normal DSP packages. This is an older design that I'm using up tonight, but I like to do that. It's a fun way to kind of use up some of those bits and pieces that you might have, and maybe you don't have a lot to match with the brown or something you don't use the brown with very often. Then a design like this, when you just need a 4-inch square, is perfect. Of course, the other thing you can do is when you cut your 4-inch square in half, as we've done, then you've got enough pieces for another card. Okay, so we've got 3 out of our 4 inside, and we just pop that in, and we've done the outside cover. Hasn't that gone together very quickly? So quickly. Okay, so next, what I've done here is I have a piece, again, it's 4 1/4, and it's just 2 inches tall, and that's going to come across in this 4th quarter. But let's face it with the same paper I had on the front. So let's layer that first, and what this is going to do is make a little pocket inside our squash card. So of course, inside a pocket, you could write a special note to whoever you're giving this to. You could slide a gift card in here. Gift cards fit very nicely in this little pocket. You could put a thin treat, maybe a chocolate or some kind of favorite treat. So to do this, instead of using my seal, I'm going to use some of our tear and tape. And I'm just going to put the tear and tape on the side. And I have to remember not to seal up the very top because we want to be able to put something in that pocket. So this is just giving us the flexibility. So the reason I'm doing this one early in the month of June is I thought it could be used for sure as a Father's Day treat, or, well, anyway, that's why I thought I'd do it early on. As I mentioned, I'm going to be using it for our anniversary, which is a little later in the summer. And I haven't decided what kind of a gift card I'm going to put in. This stamp set has a lot about barbecue as well. So I've put the tear and tape around the 3 sides. And now I'm just going to put that right down to the corner. So I'm putting my fingers here to make sure I don't go over the edge. It's going right to the fold and right to the edge. And now I've got a spot that I can pop in a gift card. Okay, so I've got a nice holder there. Okay, and I've decorated this up a little bit. We're going to put a few more decorations inside, but let's work on the front now. So I've put in your kit a circle with a scallop around it, and this has been cut with the All That dies, which coordinates perfectly. So this set has these 2 circles. So these stamps fit perfectly onto this size. There's also kind of an oval with the Holy Smokes, and then there's some other labels as well. But tonight I thought, because it's going to be used for our anniversary, I'm going to put Together for the Long Haul. So I'm stamping this with the Early Espresso. Looks like I've got good coverage. I've tried not to get any ink up on the other part of the rubber, just on the raised section. Now, generally when I am stamping, I stamp first and then die cut. Okay, now this one has quite a bit of ink, so I'm just giving it a nice firm pressure, letting it sit for a couple of seconds, and then lifting, and I've got a perfect image there. So what I was saying is usually I would stamp that on a piece of white and then run it through my die cut machine so that it's perfectly centered. All right, I think I'd like to color in this little van. So I'm going to use the Soft Succulent because I'm going to add some little flags, which are also die cut using the dies. With these, I like to open them away from my project because every once in a while, very rarely, it squirts out a little bit of the alcohol. So all I want to do is color in this van, give it a bit of color. When our kids were little, we had a van. It was definitely a maroon color, I would say. But of course, the children, when they were young, referred to it fondly as the purple van. So I could make this purple, but I'm going to go, instead of with it being an authentic to our household, I'm going to make it match the card design. So I'm just going to put a little bit of highlighting here, add a wee bit more color with the dark, and then it looks like there's a surfboard on the top. We have never owned a surfboard, that's for certain. And now I'm going to blend that out just a little bit so it doesn't look quite so much like a line. There we go. And now we've got a little bit of shading on our camper van. Okay, so there we go. Together for the long haul. Done with those ones now. And this is going to go onto a belly band. All right. So the way I'm going to make the belly band, well, you know what, let's go back for a second and decorate the inside. So to do the inside, I'm pulling out, decided to pull this out so you can see this. We get 2 sheets like this of the designer paper, and these are just punch outs. So because I'm featuring the color soft succulent with the early espresso, I was scanning over this sheet and I thought this would work really well. It's got the camping theme and it says, "With you, I'm never lost." So I thought that would be super cute for an anniversary kind of card for my dear hubby. And I think it's gonna look really fun right there. Again, tying in the colors, so I don't have to do anything except stick this one down. So that's really fun. It looks like I've colored and stamped all of that, but all I did was punch it out. And then maybe I'll put something over here, and let's see, what should we put over there? Maybe just, oh, that's fun. My man. Hello, handsome. My man. Where should I put that? What if we put it there? And I see a couple of these soft succulent stars. That would look fun. Let's do that. And that. Okay. Put this out of the way. So that was only a few, and there are loads and loads of those. I want to call them stickers. They don't stick. They're just paper. But those punch outs. So I'm just going to use a glue dot on this star. Pop that one on. Glue dot on this star. So I like to put the paper on top of the glue dot. And then I can use a little strip of seal on here. My man. Oh, he's going to love this. Yes, he will laugh. He will enjoy this one. Not laugh like ha ha, but he'll be impressed. He always likes the cards that kind of have this engineering stuff to them. Okay, so now the inside is finished. So what I'd like to do with this is we're going to make it into a belly band. All right, so this I have cut at 8. Yeah, this is the 11. So this is the full length of a cardstock, and it's just 1 inch wide. Now you can make it wider if you want to. So I'm just laying it on top, and then as I hold it, I'm just going to softly bend that, and it's a little bit loose because it needs to slide, right? We don't want it on there too tight. And we also want to keep in mind, if you were going to put a chocolate treat or something that's thicker, you want to make your belly band last after you have decided what you're putting in there. So I'm going to keep it kind of loose tonight because I have not decided what's going to go in there yet. Okay, so there we go. And then this is going to go on the front. And won't it look cute? I die cut 2 of these soft succulent flags, and they can just tuck in underneath just like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere the soft succulent to the front and this side. Just making sure I've kind of got them lined up and that they're not going off the end. And then I think I'll put this on with, will I put it with dimensionals? No, I think maybe I'll keep it flat. Yeah, I think I'll keep it flat, but I don't want glue up at the top and the bottom because that would stick to here. This needs to be loose. So what I'm going to do is actually put my adhesive here on the belly band. So that's a little trick so that you don't put the glue in the wrong spot. And there my little van is going to line up with those soft succulent flags like so. Then we're ready to put a couple of our rustic metallic dots on here. These are the adhesive backed rustic metallic dots. So I think I'll let's use one of the larger ones here. And let's put a couple of the smaller ones up here. Oops, that one flipped over. There we go. There we go. So the last step is now just to close up my belly band. So again, keep in mind you want to leave yourself enough, keep this loose enough that if you had something larger inside, it will still slide on and off. Okay, so it's going to slide easily right now. I might make it just a wee bit looser yet. There we go. And then I would suggest putting it on your card before you glue it down, okay? So then to glue it down, I'm just going to do this and make sure it folds in on itself. And there we have it. Together for the long, oops, I put it on upside down. That's okay, no problem. Together for the long haul, slide it off and squash card. And of course you can have something cute in here and you have writing space up here. If you wanted more space to write, you could certainly put another piece of white in underneath your pocket. Or if you don't want it to hold anything, you could put another decoration of designer paper here. Or you could just put another piece of white down here to write on, or of course you could flop it out and put your designer paper up here and make your writing down here. Lots and lots of possibilities. These work great to put like little tea bags, hot chocolate mix if it was a short one, and then it folds up like this and the recipient has fun opening up their squash card. So that's it, my friends. This video will be posted to my YouTube channel. Shop with my June host code now until the end of June, and keep in mind that our shopping special, our kit special, and our last chance items are still available for the month of June. I will see you next week. Take care. Bye for now.